we have a right circular cone here. We have the formula as well. The volume is 1/3 pi r squared h. So I marked things in color so you could sort of see where things belong. You have your radius in red, and you have the height of the cone. So just like we've always done with height, keep in mind we're not doing height that way. That's the slant height. We're going to need it eventually. We'll need it when we're finding the surface area. We're not doing that right now. So you need the height of the cone top to bottom. And it's easy because right now that's what's marked on here, but just a heads up for what's coming. So I've substituted everything in where it belongs, and then I wanted you to pay attention, so I switched over to yellow so you could kind of see what's coming. We're going to actually calculate this so that 1/3 is going to turn into dividing by 3, right? So keep in mind, multiplying by 1/3 can often be thought of as dividing by 3, and that would be far more helpful in this problem eventually. Squaring, not multiplying by 2. So that 2.8 is squared. Also, you're not squaring everything you see in this problem. You are only squaring the radius. So notice that I just did that first because it's also following the order of operations. You square first. And then you have that 4.3. So, I also moved, in the formula, the pi comes second, but you're not going to multiply, you're going to leave this in terms of pi. So I just moved it out to the end and moved everything else up front. So I'm going to multiply the 7.84, which is the radius squared, times the 4.3, and then divide it by 3, and then leave that multiplying the pi. So that gives me 11.2373333. I'm expecting it to be 3 repeating because I have a 1/3 floating around in there. And so that gives me an approximate volume of 11.2 pi centimeters cubed. Now remember, when we were working with circles back in 7th grade, we always had that confusion sometimes. When you are leaving pi in your answer, you still have to have your units. So sometimes I think our brains would see the pi and they would think that had covered the units, we were done. You're not. So you have to make sure that you have both of them. Pi is part of your value. It's not a unit, right? So you need both. So we end up with a total of approximately 11.2 pi centimeters cubed.